You guys are on a stack of books because I still don't have a tripod. But I just filmed a video about common misconceptions that you get as a plus size model or in the plus size industry, fashion modeling industry, whatever, from a model's perspective. And while I was talking, I had the idea to go ahead and film another video talking about money. For some reason, people have the idea that talking about money means that they're exposing something. I don't know. But with that being said, I want to talk specifically about modeling money, which I feel like no one talks about. Because, you know, we're all freelancers and everyone is at a competitive rate. And I definitely understand that. But today I'm going to talk a little bit more about it and see how this video does. If it goes well and if people like this video, I guess I'll speak more about it. But today I'm just going to kind of like scratch the surface and give a little bit more of an insight, because this is a career at the end of the day and people live off of this solely. And for a while I was doing that as well while I was still in school. It was actually about this time last year. So with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Oh now baby, the loving ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so first I want to talk about the process of getting paid as a model signed to an agency. When you're a model, your agent works for you basically, because you don't get paid until, or sorry, she doesn't get paid, they don't get paid, he doesn't get paid until you get paid. And that is very important to note. When you get signed, your agent is working to push you out to clients. So what will happen is a client will come to you, will come to your agent and say, I'm looking for such and such model. If you fit that description, you'll be sent to a casting, and then if they decide to book you, congrats, you are booked. Once you're booked, they will give you your rate, which your rate typically can go by a day rate or they can go by an hourly rate. Let's just say your hourly rate for the day is $1,000. From there, you don't get paid for a while, honestly, but you work, and then from there your agency will send an invoice to that company, to that brand, whatever, to the client. The client will send the full money back and with the entire $1,000, and then your agency takes out your percentage, which industry standard is usually 20%. So 20% of $1,000 is $200, so you will get $800 in your check. Now, with that being said, you don't get paid for a while, and it honestly depends on the client, and the more you work, the more you'll kind of get a feel of how long it takes for clients to pay, and that's just kind of the reality of it. And when you're in a freelancing industry like this, it's very important to be money smart. So with that being said, money is really unpredictable, and if you're not working regularly, then you kind of just don't know when money is going to be coming in. With that being said, it's a really, like, I cannot stress this, it's really important to keep your own Excel sheet or some sort of records of the days that you worked, how long you worked, what they're supposed to be paying you, the percentage, and how much that is going to be after everything gets taken out. After the agency fee, the 20% or whatever, it gets taken out. And being able to keep track of that, it makes things a little bit more manageable for you and kind of give you more of a prediction of when you will be getting your money, or, you know, it's just better for money management. Now that I went through the process of how you get paid, because a lot of people just really have no idea, that goes into the ethical standards of everything money and modeling. Very important to be transparent and ask your agency to be transparent as well with you, because there has been times where I thought I was paying for something but I really wasn't, or I thought they were covering it but they really weren't, and then I'm expecting a bigger check and then they ended up fronting me the money instead, which can happen a lot when you're traveling, when you're doing test shoots. If you don't have the money, a lot of times agencies will front you, but then when the money comes, they pocket it because they fronted you that money. And you know, like I said, going back to the Excel sheet, like if you're not watching your money religiously, it can slip right up underneath you. And it's not that it's going anywhere, that they might not be doing anything wrong or keeping it or anything, but it's just easy to lose track of, basically. My personal stats, I guess, now that I've been a model for 4 years, I'm not sure what I don't necessarily talk to other models about what their daily rate is, but as of right now, I get paid $125 an hour. Now, if you work 8 to 9 hours, you do the math. Every job is different, every client is different, and really it's just all about negotiating, because some clients won't have that budget for you and some of them will offer you way more. So it's really just, that is like the standard of what we go by. But a lot of times, especially if it's clients that I work with a lot, multiple times a week or multiple times a month, those are the ones that typically don't necessarily pay you as much, because you're seeing them a lot. And those clients that are like very fast fashion, like pumping out products, pumping out shoots after shoots, those are the ones that typically don't pay you a lot. And then the ones that pay you a lot more are, like, for instance, when I worked with Target and Store, which are, I'll like insert a picture. Keep in mind though that this is my personal rate. Like I said, I haven't talked to other models in terms of what their rate is. You make it what it is, and when you invest into this a lot, then you also get back a lot as well. So the last thing that I want to talk to y'all about in terms of money and the modeling agency, or sorry, the modeling industry, is that there is going to be a lot of times where you're putting up money and you might not see that return for a very long time, if you ever do. And specifically, I'm talking about transportation cost. I'm talking about test shoot costs. It's very important to make connections, because if you find a photographer that's going to shoot with you for free and he does good content, they do good content, then you better hop on that, because there's photographers out there and they very much should charge whatever they feel like they're worth. I definitely get it, that I've seen charge like almost $1,000 for 4 pictures, and that might be crazy to some people, and honestly it blows my mind too. I personally have never spent that much money on a test shoot, and I don't know if I ever will. But you also see like budget photographers who do like specials, or if it's like 4 different models going, y'all pay a group rate or something like that. There's always something to kind of like help you if you don't necessarily have that money, which, trying to move to New York City or LA and you are a struggling artist, struggling model, trying to break out into this industry, that's a little bit like, that's ridiculous to try to pay for and whatnot. And then going back to transportation costs, I know for me personally, I live in New Jersey. I don't live in the city or in Brooklyn. I don't live in New York at all. And so I have to be a little bit more mindful about my transportation costs. So when I was living in Newark, if you're familiar with this area, then you know that the Penn Station is right there. So from my apartment, I would have to take a Uber to the Penn Station. From the Penn Station, take a train or the path. From there, I would go into the city, and then if I wasn't able to walk and I had to take a subway, then take a subway. So Uber, train, subway. Then you go into the casting for probably 2 minutes and do it all back, which Ubers are not cheap, and when you pair that with train tickets and subway tickets, it can get really expensive for a 2-minute meeting. But it's also very necessary, because without the casting, more than likely they're not going to see you, and plus seeing them in person, or sorry, they're not going to choose you more than likely. And also seeing them in person, they're seeing other models too, so if you can go in person and give them that wow factor of your presence, then they will definitely, that'll definitely give you a better standing and becoming someone that they choose. Just keep in mind, when you're also trying to merge into the modeling industry, you're going to need some type of money to supplement your income, whether that's your parents, whether that is a part-time job, refund checks, I have no idea. But honestly, if you want it, you're gonna make it work, and that is really the truth. So with that being said, I am going to wrap up this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm almost at 2K subscribers. Let's get it going. And if you like this video, let me know. I can definitely do more videos about this. And like I said, I just filmed a video about common misconceptions in the plus size industry, or plus size agency, plus size modeling industry. And don't forget to go watch that as well, and I will see you guys in the next video.